Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
How to be absolutely unstoppable in 2024. I am Salarah Starre, your law of attraction coach and spiritual mentor, and I help you master your manifestations and your life, which means no more chasing, my friends, no more forcing your manifestations. It really is time now to own that authentic power within you and unleash that beautiful master manifestor, especially now that we are at the beginning of a brand new year. So with that in mind, a very, very happy new year to all my beautiful listeners. I realize, and I am aware rather, that I have not recorded a podcast for a good few weeks. In my last episode, I did allude to the trials and tribulations that we have been experiencing this end as a family. It's been a very, very difficult and challenging time. Unfortunately, on Christmas Day, my daughter's partner, age 26, passed away. And of course, that has hit all of us extremely hard. And I want to say that we are kind of picking up all the pieces. I think that's going to take some time. So I felt that I really wanted to come back into this space, and I couldn't think of a better way to do so than recording a show and being with you guys and sharing about, how we can, despite adversity and despite the challenges that many of us are facing right now, we still do have some control over some of the intensity of what we are experiencing, but also some control over the type of year that we are and deserve to experience. So, of course, with it being the start of a new year, there's no better time to focus on how we harness the power of the law of attraction to create positive and transformative change in our lives. So a reminder about what the law of attraction actually is, because if you're anything like me, even though I've been doing this since 2006, teaching officially, of course, I still need to be reminded that the law of attraction is constantly in action, and we can use it to manifest our goals, our dreams, our heart's deepest desires, and we can do that for this coming year. So in this episode, we're going to explore the wisdom behind the law of attraction, and we're going to go through a little bit of a checklist to help you create and achieve your goals as well. I like a bit of a checklist. So you may find you just want to save this particular episode, so you can come back to it when you've got your journal and you've got your pen. If you're like me and you like to do things in real time, you may just want to press pause every now and then, take some time to fill into the answer so that you can really use this as an opportunity to get very clear on what you want this year to be about, what your priorities are as far as your focus and your dreams go. So remember, the law of attraction is like energy attracting like energy. And that by focusing positive or negative thoughts, we can bring positive or negative experiences into our life. Now, I'm going to say this is on a shallow level, okay? Because what we experienced at Christmas, we didn't call that in. Maybe our soul knew that it was going to experience something so intense, and there were opportunities for spiritual growth, evolution, karmic balance, whatever you want to call it. I am coming to the law of attraction with the everyday stuff that we do have the ability to control. So please don't think that I'm ever underplaying some of these more intense experiences, because it's not about that at all. But we do in the main have the ability to bring about positive and negative experiences into our life just by the way that we interact with our mind, our body, our emotions on a day-to-day basis. Because the law of attraction works on the idea that our thoughts and our feelings have the power to shape our reality. So the law of attraction operates on the principle that the universe is made up of energy, and through the power of our thoughts, and yes, our thoughts are energy, and the power of our emotions, we can attract and manifest our desires, which is great, right? It's so nice to know that we do actually have a say in what goes on in our life on a day-to-day basis. So one of the key principles of the law of attraction is, of course, visualization, and learning to envisage our goals and desires as if they have already been achieved is something that does take a little bit of practice. So if it's something that you get frustrated with because you're not able to tune into that, then just take your time with it. Because eventually, as you start to practice that, and as your experience with visualization grows, you can align your thoughts and your feelings with the experiences that you most want to attract. And this practice really helps. So visualization really helps to create a positive mindset and cultivate that kind of sense of belief and expectation in achieving your goals. And actually, as I'm speaking about this now, I want to bring something from one of my past manifestations into the conversation, because I believe that, this is something that it's important for us to do. Not to bring it into conversation, what I'm just about to share with you is important for us to do. And also proves the power of it. So many, many years ago, I had this desire to manifest a Lotus Elise. Now, if those of you don't know what a Lotus Elise is like, I would Google it. It's a tiny little car that you practically have to fall into and climb out of, but it is cute. It's a really cute little car, absolutely basic as anything, because I think it's more kind of designed to be more of a racing type car. But anyway, people do have them in the UK, or all around the world actually, and I really wanted one of these cars. So I thought what I'd do is I'd search the App Store and just see if there was a Lotus engine in as an app. And by God, there was. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing, because that's really going to help me with my visualization. So as I used to play the app, and I used to play it pretty much every day, I used to, with my eyes closed, I used to imagine that I would like fall into, and you'll see what I mean if you Google the Lotus Elise, fall into the car, turn the engine on, and I would pretend that I was driving this car. And I thought I'd just play with the idea and just see where we go with it. And I didn't really for 1 minute think that actually I would manifest a Lotus Elise, but I played with the idea, and I listened to the engine, and I imagined what it felt like driving the car, and what the car smelt like, what the car felt like as it was kind of like going along the road on the motorway with the windows down, with the music on. And I would take myself into the experience as if it was already happening. And I lived it and breathed it. I did it every day. So every day my visualization became more powerful, and I was able to connect more and more energetically to the vibration of this Lotus Elise. Anyway, I was with my partner at the time, and we went along to, I can't remember why we were even there actually, but anyway, we ended up at a Lotus garage, and there were loads of these cars there. Oh my God, they were just gorgeous. And anyway, that particular day, my partner had agreed, and he was buying me one. I was like, oh my God, like, who does that? But it was amazing. It was probably more for him than it was for me, because he was a real car person as well. But anyway, a couple of weeks later, I had this Lotus Elise. And it turns out to be one of the most impractical cars that I could ever have wished for. And, in hindsight, it probably was really not a good idea to have got that car, but it was fun in the meantime. And it also proved to me the power of manifestation and visualization, but also the power of taking action and achieving your goals. So I wanted to share that with you. And the reason why that came into my mind now is because we're actually in the process of looking to get a new car. It's not the same kind of feel and sense of the Lotus. It's more like it is time for our car to be upgraded. So it's kind of like more kind of a natural time, if you like. But it reminded me of that, and it made me want to remind you how important it is to have a very, very clear idea in your mind about what it is that you want to manifest, but what it feels like, what it smells like. And when I say what it feels like, what do you feel like when you are in your desired manifestation? But also, what are the sensory feelings of your environment? So for me, the Lotus Elise had these raw leather seats and this kind of cold racing steering wheel. What kind of things does your dream manifestation have? Is it thick pile carpet beneath your feet? Are you in your dream destination on holiday? And to really get into all of your senses. And that is so important when it comes to manifestation. But I do think that, what is also a really important conversation for us to have with all of this in mind is you really do need to be clear on what it is that you want, right? Because how on earth can you get into your visualization? How on earth can you practice gratitude? How on earth can you take inspired action if you absolutely have no real clear idea of what it is that you want to experience? So taking that inspired action, like I said, is really important in bringing your desires into reality. But how can you do this if you don't know what it is that you really want? So that's my question to you. Are you clear on what it is that you want to manifest this year? Like, what is your priority? Is your priority getting a big pot of savings for your first home? Is your priority getting clearer on your life purpose and starting to be more aware of whether you are being authentic in your everyday decisions? Because it doesn't always have to be material goals, right? It can be spiritual and emotional goals too. Is it that you want to get married or meet your dream partner? What is it? Is it your health? I mean, I always believe that health needs to really be on top of everything, because without that, you don't have anything else. So what is it that your absolute priority is this year? And you may want to pause this right now and breathe into that. What is your priority this year? Your priority might be to heal relationships and reconnect with friends and family. It may be to go on a healing journey for yourself, like whatever it is that is making you repeat patterns and cycles. Or it could be buying your dream home. I think I mentioned it first time, but it could be also buying your dream home. What is your main focus for this year? And when you know that, you're then able to get into the visualization and the gratitude. And this new year is such an opportune time to get clear on that and to set your intentions for this whole year, and then harness the universal energy to manifest your dreams. So New Year's are great because they present a fresh start, filled with new possibilities and opportunities for growth and transformation. And look at this next year with excitement, like, oh, goody, goody, what is it that I can put my hand to creating this year? And by leveraging the power of the law of attraction, you can align yourself with that positive energy of this new year and set such a beautiful and powerful energetic stage for the manifestation of your dreams, for abundance and for fulfillment. So I thought what we'd focus on today is a bit of a checklist for creating and achieving your goals and your dreams. So like I said, it's really important that you are clear and specific. Get really clear and define your goals and be as specific as possible. What is it that you do want to achieve this year? And setting these clear and specific goals for this new year, it's such a beautiful way to focus your energy and your intentions. And you'll notice you start to feel good as well, because as you start to think about what it is that you want to manifest and what it is that you want to create and all the places that you want to go to and people that you want to meet and projects that you are so excited to undertake or start or whatever it might be, you'll start to notice that you're starting to feel good. And the law of attraction is all about feeling good. So take a moment now just to breathe into the power of possibility for an absolutely phenomenal 2024. And I'm saying now, 2023 was a tricky year for me. I have to say 2022 was as well. There was a lot of challenges and a lot of growth and, a lot of things that came out of nowhere. So it felt like the universe was kind of like sideswiping my dreams and goals and bringing me something else in its place. And you might feel like that too, but I'm still going to go into 2024 completely optimistic with my goals, with my dreams, with my visions, because maybe the universe was creating an opportunity to clear out and overcome so that all that my heart desires and more can manifest. It just feels like we're getting the opposite of what we ask for sometimes. But what if it was the universe's way of clearing? That's an interesting school of thought, isn't it? And that's something I've always believed, actually, that when we focus on something that we want, and then a big, massive challenge comes our way, and we feel like the universe hasn't answered our prayer, but the universe is saying, I'm just showing you what needs clearing and what needs healing in order for you to get what it is that you want. So keep putting your best foot forward. So when you have identified your priorities and you are clear on the areas of your life that you want to focus on improving or transforming, then you can move to some of the next steps. But remember, it can be your career, it can be your health, your relationships, your personal growth, or any other aspect of your life. So really take time to write down a whole host of things that you want, and then you might want to circle the top 3, because those are the ones that are the most important to you. So you can get your pen and paper out and just write a whole list of everything that you want to manifest, and then circle the top 3. It's not to say that the others aren't important. It just means that you're not going to dilute your energy trying to create everything, and you can really put your attention and your focus on the things that are important to you right here, right now. So also, my friends, tip number 2 is to be really specific. So once you've identified your priorities, your main priorities, you can then get specific about your goals. So, it's kind of like, let's think about like a fitness one, for example. So instead of just setting a general goal, like I want to get in shape, really try refining it specifically. Like, how is it that you want to look in your mind? Can you see in the mirror exactly what it is that you want to look like in fine detail, and how you feel in your body looking the way it looks, how easy it is for you to move, how light you feel, how easy your clothes just slide onto your body, how good you look in your clothes? And then thinking about more specifics about, what does your workout regime look like, and what does your eating look like, and notice like what it tastes like to eat all this nutritious food that makes you feel so good. And that when you look at the scales, personally, I'm not one for scales, just because I noticed in the past that I can get a little bit caught up in being a bit obsessive with it, actually. There you go, put it out there. So I just decided I don't bother going on them now. Just what I look like, what I feel like is the main thing for me. And where I am from a fitness perspective now was one of my goals, still is. I want to maintain it. But I actually look in the mirror now and I think, wow, gosh, I've really earned this figure. I know exactly the amount of food to eat in order to maintain a really, really healthy weight without knowing what that weight specifically is. And, just feeling good inside my body, really, and inside my mind and inside my emotions. So I'm using that as a goal, because I know a lot of people have that as a goal, but it doesn't just have to be that, I want to get in shape. It can be, I want to own my own home. And then you can be more specific. I want it to be in a quiet area. I want it to be in the country. I want to be able to have X amount in savings. I want to be able to, well, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but it's getting into those specifics. Like, what are the specifics of what it is that you want to create? Because this way, then it takes me on to step number 3. It's going to help you to set measurable targets, so that you can really, really be very, very clear and have these measurable targets so that you can track your progress. So for example, instead of saying, oh, I want to save some money, you could specify, this is how much I want to save every month towards the down payments of my house, for example. And that's actually something that myself and my partner do. We have a spreadsheet. We have very clear goals on what it is that we want to create. And we are able to then check in once a month to see how we are getting on towards that goal. Otherwise, we're not really going to achieve what it is that we want to achieve unless we actually take the action. And it's nice to see it all growing and us achieving our goal. It's really, really nice to see it and track, but it also holds us accountable at the same time. So yes, the law of attraction is a very, very important part of this, being able to see and visualize and train your mind. But actually the goal setting side of it is the part that actually does make it manifest. This is the actual material side of things that brings it into physical fruition. Some people like to establish a timeline. And I think for practical things like maybe weight loss or saving up for a house or whatever it might be, I do think establishing timelines are important. But some people don't like to have a timeline because they like everything to unfold in the perfect time and space sequence as far as the universe goes as well. So it's knowing when to set a timeline and when not to set a timeline. Like, you can't say, well, I will meet my ideal partner by Friday. And that is going to be more of a divine timing thing. What you can say is, by Friday, I'm going to put myself on a dating app. So it's knowing the difference between taking that action and setting yourself a timeline target, and then having one for the universe as well, because the universe will bring everything to you in the perfect time and space sequence. Yes, we do need to play our part and make sure that we are in the divine flow, and that we look after our mind and our emotions, and we're not spiritually bypassing, and we're doing all the right stuff so that when that perfect time and space sequence happens, everything slots into place beautifully. Now, I am a great fan, so this is the next tip, of writing things down. To write it down, it reinforces your commitment to them. And this is where you can take time in a journal to jot down specific and measurable and time-bound goals. So what myself and my partner are doing, we haven't been able to do this at the beginning part of this year purely because of circumstances. However, we have set a goal now. In the morning, we're going to get out of bed, and the first thing we're going to do is go into the living room, sit by the fire, and start focusing our energy and attention onto manifesting and creating. I kind of go in and out of different practices throughout the year, sometimes visualization, sometimes breath work, affirmations, journaling. I do a whole host of different things, and I do chop and change as I shift and change, and also depending on what it is that I want to create. But I do think it's important that this is done, that time is taken to be able to get clear and ask yourself some very, very important questions, like, what are my priorities this year? What is it that my heart truly desires to manifest? What are my core values in life? These are important questions. And like I said, writing them down enforces your commitment to them. So, you may want to have it somewhere where you can review it regularly. It could be in a planner, on your phone, in a journal. I mean, I'm a great fan of journaling, but some people don't like to journal. They prefer to keep things in notes on their phones and stuff like that. So it doesn't really matter. I did read somewhere, in multiple places actually, that there's more power in the written word, because by having a pen in your hand and writing something down, it slows down the fast-paced thoughts of the mind, and it helps you to connect with your heart as you are writing and creating. So maybe just try both and just see which one feels like a more heart based connection for you. So remember, your clear and specific goals are really, really important to help you direct your focus. And then, of course, you can ask yourself, well, what action can I take? Like, what is my next step? What action can I take? And those are the practical things, like maybe you want to do your shopping online rather than going into store, because you notice when you go into the store, not only does it take longer, but it also means that you're more likely to buy some extra treats. When it comes to the savings goals, perhaps what action can you take? Well, every month I'm going to make sure before anything that X amount goes into my savings account, and I'm going to make sure that I stick to that. It's these kind of things. But of course, alongside it then, to really activate the law of attraction is, like I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, your visualization. So then to create a very, very clear mental image of your desired outcome, and really visualize yourself having already achieved that goal, and immerse yourself emotionally into the feelings of that reality. Oh, lovely. And it will get to a point, and this is what I found for me actually, was I got myself into the energy of my manifestation so profoundly that actually when I closed my eyes and I was visualizing, I actually believed I was there, and it didn't actually need the physical thing to happen because I'd already connected to the feeling so much. So it felt like it had already happened anyway. Oh, it was the weirdest thing. But of course, your affirmations, they are really important. These are standard, foundational things for the law of attraction to help you reinforce your ability to manifest your goals. I believe that I am capable to manifest my dream life. I am in the divine flow. The universe has my back. Everything is unfolding in the perfect time and space sequence. I am a trust fund baby of the universe, and all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. And out of this situation, only good will come. And you notice how good you're feeling as you're saying these positive statements. I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, I'm capable, I can do this, I am doing this. And as you're saying these things, you start to notice, oh my God, actually, I'm starting to feel better. Your vibration, your energy starts to expand. And as your energy expands, you start to get into that beautiful rhythm and that beautiful flow of the universe. So, of course, another foundational aspect of the law of attraction is gratitude. Very, very important. A grateful heart always, always, always attracts more to be grateful for. And of course, my friends, is making sure that you're doing your shadow work alongside this is so important. And you'll hear me go on about that in every single podcast episode. It's so important to do that. And all of this helps you to stay aligned and stay in that divine flow. You'll find yourself naturally being surrounded by positive people and synchronicities, and things will literally just start unfolding. So as we step into this beautiful new year, let's just embrace the power of the law of attraction, embrace our power to activate the law of attraction and to manifest the life that we desire. And by harnessing this energy of the universe and aligning our thoughts, our feelings, our actions with our goals, we can create a year of abundance, of growth, of fulfillment. So remember, the key to using the law of attraction lies in clarity of what it is you want to create, belief that you deserve it and you can do this, and of course, inspired action. So here's to a new year filled with limitless possibilities and the realization of your dreams. So once again, thank you for tuning in today. It's been an absolute pleasure to be back with you all. Thank you all for your lovely feedback. It's beautiful to have listeners old and new, and I'm sending you lots of love, and I will be back at the same time next week. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.